Hi guys, today I want to share a tier list of some recent hyped up makeup, ranking things from S tier all the way down to F tier. I want to share my honest thoughts on these things. Some of them I purchased myself, some of them were sent in PR. So the first product I have been testing for I feel like a long time now, really trying to gather my thoughts on it, the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip Gel Tint. So Milk Makeup launched a skin tint as part of their Hydra Grip line. If you saw my first impression and wear test on this, I had a really good experience that first time I used this. And I do remember that time I wore it on top of the Isntree Onion Fresh Fluid Sunscreen, and I loved it. It was stunning. I remember at the end of that video I even said, if it continues like this will become a fast favorite. And ever since then, I've had a really mixed experience with it. In fact, the next time I wore it, also over that same sunscreen, I didn't like it at all, to be honest. I felt like it looked textured, heavy, just makeup-y, just like I had obvious foundation on, and it's a skin tint. It's just one of those foundations I've had so many different experiences with it, I just don't really know whether I trust it at this point. Sometimes it wears really well on my face, and other times it just kind of breaks apart, slides around on my face, settles into fine lines for sure. So it's just been really hit or miss for me. I actually do have this on today. I've had it on for many hours at this point, 9-10 hours now. I repowdered before this video, but prior to that, my skin was looking shiny. Under this I have on the Verdio sunscreen. It's a Japanese sunscreen. Love that stuff, by the way, but that's what I have on under this. That's not like a particularly shiny sunscreen, and my skin just got super shiny. I would say I have combo skin, so I have some drier areas of my face, and then also my T-zone can get a little bit shiny throughout the day, but I feel like it more so depends on what products I have on, and this is something that definitely gets shiny throughout the day. But then again, I've seen some people with oily skin online say that they love this, so I don't know, it just seems like everybody has a different experience with it, which is weird and why it makes it so hard to review complexion products. So what would I rate this? I would rate this C tier, actually. C tier is not bad. Like, I haven't had a straight up awful experience with this. It's just that it's like, it's $36. You'll actually see the next two products are also skin tints. I just think this is kind of unremarkable in a sea of so many skin tints right now. So that's why I rate it C tier. I'll definitely keep it, continue experimenting with it, and definitely try it throughout other seasons of the year as well. But I don't know, have you tried this? Did you like it? I just feel like it's gotten so much hype because the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip line is so iconic at this point, but I don't know. I'm not in love. Jones Road also sent over their new tinted moisturizer. This is called the Just Enough Tinted Moisturizer, and I have the shade Porcelain. So, funny story. I received this in the mail I think a week ago, and I've used it every single day since then except for today because I wanted to wear the Milk one just to kind of retry it since it had been over a week. This is very nice. It gives me a lot of the things that I really liked about the Jones Road What the Foundation, minus what I didn't like about that one and why I ended up decluttering it, the grittiness. I did not like how it just had these hard gritty particles in it that made it very annoying. They would kind of ball up on my face, and it was just not cute. So even though I loved the finish of the What the Foundation, it just didn't quite work for me. So I was hoping that this would end up kind of having a lot of the things that I liked about that one too, and it totally does. It has, it's definitely different, but it has a similar kind of just really unbelievably glassy, almost like a wax doll, just so smooth. Not the shiniest thing you've ever seen. It's not shiny, but it is glowy. And it's so, I don't know how it does this beautiful kind of glass finish on the skin. It's gorgeous. This one does not have any grittiness to it. It has just a nice normal texture. So it has a similar level of coverage to the What the Foundation. The main difference I would say is this one is not quite as dewy as What the Foundation. It's a little more toned down. And this one doesn't feel waxy at all like the Jones Road What the Foundation kind of does. Those are really the main differences, I would say. But if you kind of were after that really hydrated, glowy goddess kind of look that the What the Foundation advertises, this is also stunning. It looks so pretty on the skin. Sheer coverage, definitely more sheer, I would say, than the Milk Hydro Grip you'll see in the demos because I actually wear these on two different sides of my face. So you'll see the difference in how much more coverage the Milk skin tint has. The Milk definitely has light coverage. You can build it up to almost medium. The Jones Road is definitely sheer. Like, this doesn't really cover anything. It just has enough pigment to subtly even out your skin tone. And because it's so lightweight, I don't get any settling in my smile lines or anything, which I would expect from such a sheer coverage product, but it is nice. And honestly, lately, my preference, and that's why I guess I'm reviewing 3 skin tints right now, my preference has really been light to sheer coverage. I think I can attribute that to the fact that my skin has been relatively clear lately, knock on wood. I don't feel the need to have foundation on my face most of the time. I love just a skin tint. The only thing about this that I think could be better is the staying power, and I guess I shouldn't expect like 12 plus hour staying power, that rhymed, from a tinted moisturizer, but I do feel like by the end of a long day, like maybe my makeup's been on for like 14 hours, it does definitely look like it's kind of breaking apart, sliding around a little bit, especially in my T-zone. But then again, it doesn't look bad either, and it's only noticeable up close too. So I just feel like in general, like, it's just a great go-to everyday product. This one retails for $44, but I do want to add that it comes with 1.69 fluid ounces, which is 69% more than your average foundation or base product. So even though it is more expensive upfront than the Milk Hydro Grip, the Milk one comes with 1 ounce, which is standard. So actually, if you calculate the cost per ounce, the Jones Road one is $10 cheaper per ounce. If I were to pick between the two of these, I would definitely pick the Jones Road. This one I put in A tier only because, again, I wish that the staying power were just a little bit better. But other than that, I think this is stunning. Like, it is so pretty on the skin. So I like it. The third skin tint, I promise this video isn't all skin tints, but this is the third and final skin tint of this video. The NYX Buttermelt Glaze Soft Glow Skin Tint. I had the shade 01 Whipped Butter, and this has SPF 30 in it, which was like the main appeal for me. And I did try this on in my full face of NYX video as well. Loved it in that video. I really love this. I actually would say of the 3 of these, this one is my favorite. It doesn't have that same kind of magical finish that the Jones Road one has that I like almost can't quite describe, but it is really beautiful. So this, first of all, I feel like the name is a bit misleading, but also not. So they call this the Buttermelt Glaze Soft Glow Skin Tint. I agree with half of that title. I think Soft Glow is accurate, but Glaze made me think this was going to be super dewy, which I don't necessarily mind. Like, I can work with a super dewy product for sure, but this is really more just kind of it has a soft glow, like it says, but it's really more skin-like than anything. It doesn't reflect a lot of light, you know, which I was glad about. I would prefer something a little bit more in the middle finish-wise. I don't need it matte, but I don't want it like crazy glowy either. So I love that this feels like it truly meshes with my skin. This again has sheer coverage. I would say it's maybe a little bit more coverage than the Jones Road one, but not as much coverage as the Milk. So it's kind of right in the middle. It almost has a little bit of a smoothing quality to it, which I didn't necessarily expect to get from this, but I just love this. I feel like it also holds up very well on my skin, especially if I wear a setting spray over it, which these days I wear a setting spray almost every day. This I definitely would have to rank in S tier. I love it, and I'm actually going on a trip in a few days, and I think I'm going to bring this with me. I just think this is going to be the perfect like travel-based product, especially because it has that bonus SPF 30. The next new product, I was so excited to try this. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Pressed Powder Filter. I have the shade Fair Neutral Cool. I am a longtime fan of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Loose Powder, so naturally I was so excited to try this. First of all, they're charging $14 for this, which I think I bought it on Black Friday, so I got it on sale, so I maybe didn't register that the price was $14. But that's almost double what they charge for the loose powder version of this, which just seems exorbitant to me. But on top of that, I don't like it. It actually feels really nice, very smooth. And like when I swatched it on my hand, I can see that it does give kind of that soft, glowy finish that the loose powder gives without having any sort of shimmer to it. So like it seems like it would be really nice, but for some reason, most of the time when I wear this on my face, I just feel like it looks so heavy. And that's not even a complaint I have about powders very often, but there's something about this that I feel like it just adds this layer of makeup-iness to my face that like wasn't there before. And I'm just not loving it. I am going to be kind of harsh and put this in D tier, but something has to go in D tier, and if anything belongs in D tier, it's this. I really wanted to love this. I fully expected to love this. I went into it thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be great, and I'm actually not that happy with it. Let me know, again, if you've tried this or any of these products. I would love to hear your experience. Am I crazy? Like, I really thought this was going to be a hit. Okay, another thing from NYX I've been trying that is new to their line is the face glue setting spray. They also launched a face glue primer. I've only tried the setting spray, and to me this is good but not great. So one thing about this that bothers me is that there's no shaker bead in here, and there's this kind of like, I don't know, this powdery sort of sediment in there that settles on the bottom or on the side if it's laying on its side, and no amount of shaking will get rid of that. And it just, shaking it will loosen some of it up, but it doesn't get rid of it. And it just like, if they would just put one shaker bead in here, it would solve that whole problem. It definitely does help extend the wear of my makeup. It does have that sort of tight feeling that a lot of long wear setting sprays. I feel like this one has even more of that feeling. It doesn't feel sticky like glue, but it just kind of feels like tight on your face. So there's that, but I feel like it helps, but the downside to any setting spray that has denatured alcohol, which this one does, sometimes it can be a little bit drying, and I do notice sometimes like the sides of my nose will look a little bit dry when I wear this. But I will go ahead and put this in B tier. I think, like I said, it's good, but it's not amazing. Last few things I have are a lot of lip products. So this video was very skin tint and lip product heavy, but I also feel like those are just the types of products that are really big right now. A lot of NYX in here because I did try a bunch of new NYX stuff earlier this year, but I'm wearing both of these on my lips right now. So first we have the NYX Duck Plump Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Subtle Touch. This does have kind of a plumping tingle to it. I wouldn't say it's painful at all, but if you're sensitive to it, you might not like that. It kind of burns, but not in an overly painful way. I have heard the Duck Plump lip oil like really burns to the point of being painful. So that's why I didn't want to, I thought about trying that, but I was like, you know what, if it's painful, I don't think I want it. So I decided to just try the lip liner instead, and I really love it. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it, but this shade, Subtle Touch, is beautiful. I love this kind of just soft, neutral brown shade. I love how just blurring and blendable this lip pencil is. It's just the kind of thing you can draw on and then press your lips together and it's blended. I love the kind of oval shape that it has too. I feel like that makes it easier to get a nice defined Cupid's bow. I don't know if I can tell a huge difference. Like, does this really plump my lips? I feel like it might make a slight difference, but it's hard to tell. Either way though, I enjoy it. Let me know if you can see a difference, like right after I applied this versus having it on for like a minute. Can you see, like, do my lips look like they've actually plumped up in that time? This I'm putting in A tier. I don't know if it's quite in the S tier category, but it is really, really nice. If you like a plumping tingle, I will give that disclaimer. And the other thing from NYX I have over that lip liner right now is the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum in the shade Caramel Drip. And this is very interesting. So this is what this product looks like after it's been on my lips for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, it's been on there for a little while. And this is NYX's version of a glossy lip stain. So it does have a kind of pigmented color right off the bat that's like this very warm caramel color that you're really not seeing. All of this like really warm caramely glossiness has faded off of my lips at this point. And so we're left with that subtle kind of pink stain. And I was worried this was going to be like a really intensely hot pink pH adjusting lip stain, like so many of them are, because the doe foot is stained like that hot pink magenta color, which is usually a dead giveaway that it has those hot pink staining ingredients in it. It definitely has a little bit of those ingredients, but it's not enough to, like, I actually like the stain it leaves behind, especially when I have it on with a lip liner. I don't mind that really soft pink that it gives because it kind of just ends up mixing with the warm brown caramely color of this, and just, I don't know, it looks nice. I do find the kind of caramel glossy shade this has, I mean, you can see it's pretty opaque at first, but usually I'll just apply like a little bit and then blend it out with a finger. I kind of like the effect that that has more. So after that gloss has worn away, this is what it looks like. So you can see that kind of pink stain coming through, but it's not intense enough to bother me. As far as glossy lip stains go, though, I still prefer the formulas of both of these, the Kaja Charm lip stain and then the Amuse Dew Tint. These I much prefer, mainly because I feel like that glossy layer is so much nicer. It's more sheer and kind of watery than the NYX. The NYX one is really kind of thick and opaque at first, and I just like that kind of watery tint that both of these have compared to the NYX one. Do you see how opaque that is compared to those other two? I'm not as into that super opaque gloss. I would say this is going to go in B tier. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely a solid product. I'll go ahead and apply more of this. See, this is what it looks like when it's just applied as is without blending it. It just looks kind of thick and like it's like sitting on top of my lips. I definitely feel like it needs to be blended. The last product, it's a jingly one. This is the Cocokind Ceramide Blur Lip Balm. It's just this really pretty warm corally pink shade. It's very sheer. This is my current favorite lip balm. Like, this is in my purse all the time. I love reapplying it. And the cap has a ring for charms you can put on it, which I think is so fun. I chose to put on the one that says Be Kind because that's the name of this lip balm shade, so I thought it was fitting. They also sent me my initial, which is so sweet. So yeah, thank you, Cocokind. But I just thought those two charms looked so cute together. So that's super fun. The formula of this is so nice. It feels just so plush and comfortable on my lips. It feels thick and nourishing, but also not gloopy, not stringy. It definitely is not prone to giving you those stringy lips. The applicator is really nice. I'm not even usually one for a squeeze tube lip balm, but this applicator, it's this kind of like slightly squishy, I mean not super squishy, but just like a slightly flexible silicone material, and it has this little scoop to it, so it really hugs the lips so nicely. And I do feel like the name Lip Blur Balm is fitting because it does almost give this blurring effect to my lips and kind of just blurs over the lip lines. It doesn't fill them in, kind of like the Lawless Forget the Filler does, but it just blurs over them. It's so pretty. It's not gloopy or stringy at all, but it still has a thick kind of protective feel on the lips. It's like the perfect balance of thick and just nourishing, but also not into sticky, goopy territory. The texture is absolutely perfect. It's so comfortable. I love this sheer pink tint that this color has. That's what it looks like just swatched by itself on my hand. It does have this beautiful translucent pink tint to it. It's not like one of those tinted balms that really is just clear. Absolutely love this. I have to put this in S tier, and it makes me so happy because I feel like Cocokind is a brand that I'm always rooting for, but I just haven't found that many favorites from them. So I always get excited when I do find something I really like from Cocokind. This is going in S tier. I did not think I would be putting a tinted lip balm in S tier, but they did it. That is my tier list of all the recent new hyped up makeup that I've been trying recently. Let me know if you've tried any of these things and if you had a different experience than me or if you agreed with me. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!